All righty, so it's 12:59 East Coast. Let's just give everyone a few seconds. You know, with these Zoom things, once you get logged in, sometimes they want to update, which can be problematic. So, or take a few minutes. So we'll just give folks just another quick second to get logged in. I know folks are logging in as we speak. So hopefully everyone has got data. If you do not have data for this workshop, then for sure there is example data sets in there, both thematized and raw that you can play with. Okay, hi there, Trudy, good to see you. Johanna, hi there. All right, it's nice to see everybody saying hello over here. All right. And I am curious while we're waiting, give them one more minute. Where is everybody from? Let's hear where you're from. From Arizona. Okay. Sinclair. Anyone else? Jersey. Pakistan. Okay, Amir. Azerbaijan. Alabama. Texas. Hey, UK. Wow, we really have a global. Jordan, this is wonderful. We really have a global community here. Iran, Michigan, El Paso. That's very cool. All right. So thank you all. I think we'll get this candle lit and get right into it. So my name is Dr. Jim Lanny. I'm the CEO of Intellectus 360, which has the Intellectus Qualitative tool, those qualitative analysis, Intellectus Statistics, which is a quantitative tool. And we have courseware for both the quant and the qual. And in a short time, we will have Intellectus Lit Review to assist with lit review. So stay tuned for that. As I mentioned, we want to put things into evidently either the chat or the Q&A. Either one's going to be fine. You know, it is very warming to see folks from all over the world. So I'm curious how you all heard about it, but you might just be smart in searching around and finding it. So anyway, welcome everyone. Welcome. Okay, so a few slides with PowerPoint, and then we'll kind of get into the tool itself. You can ask questions throughout. Melissa, Ashley, or Samantha will be answering those. You'll get the recording after, as someone mentioned in here. Okay, so first things first, you know, most of this is for phenomenological or kind of you have interviews that you're uploading. And the question really is, how should data be uploaded? And typically, you have 10 interviews, and you upload interview 1 for interviewee 1, interviewee 2, and so forth. But there are other modes and use cases. For example, by interviewer question. So maybe you want to restrict the AI or your own thematic analysis to purely interview question by interview question and stay focused with that without any distractions of other questions or responses to questions. So I just want to say that that is one way to input it, or by your study aim. Hey, I only want participant responses, and I would develop a different project based on this research question or based on this interviewer question and so forth. So there's other modes of doing this. So just wanted to highlight that you can do a little data management before and really curate the project and the responses to the project in a way that suits you best. Okay, so I guess we're jumping right in to the logging in process. And if you have questions with that, put it into the Q&A or into the chat, and then we'll get started with this. Okay, and then we'll get to everyone's projects, or do the best we can with everyone's projects. So first things first is to create a project, and to create a project, I can just go to create a project. And for a new project, let me make sure I have my data sets good and ready for you. Okay. Right here. Okay. I think this is okay. So to create a new project, you just go to new project, put in a project name, okay? You can put in a purpose statement and research questions, okay? And then just go to create project. And at this point, you can now go to uploading your data. So you can upload PDFs or Word documents here. You can upload audio or video files to be transcribed for 25 cents a minute, but you'll have them here, or you can just start typing right into the into a document. So those are modes of creating a project. For those following along, I think we just start with a sample project, okay? And we have them with the transcripts only, which is what I'll use, or the full project. And the full project, just to kind of show you, the full project will have both the transcripts. It will have the themes, it will have the codes, and I believe it's going to have even the and it will have the name, purpose, and research questions as well. So let's just take a step back from an unthematized project. So I'm going to create a project, sample project, transcript only. Sure. Why not? Okay. So this loads up 4 transcripts. Okay? And if you all need a moment, just raise your hand and I will take a breath while you upload so you can follow along without trying to multitask of uploading and doing some coding. All right. Give folks a moment to add transcripts. So the let me just step you through the kind of the arc of this process. So, and then I'm happy to help folks, since it is a workshop, to do their own. So I have 4 transcripts, no codes, no themes. And the first step would be to get some codes. So I'm going to do that in three modes. The first mode I'm going to do is click onto AI. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Click onto AI tools. Okay, and I have on AI tools, I have inductive coding, deductive coding, and thematizing. So the inductive coding is I have no excerpts, no codes. The AI tool will go in and identify important excerpts. It will then collapse those important excerpts together, and then it will generate a suggested theme name and theme description. And I really do mean suggested, that a lot of tools out there in the world understand a description generated by AI. So it's really, really important that you put it in your own voice, that you vet the name and the description of the code. So here it's identified 23 codes and 60 excerpts. So I can go to preview results, and here are my suggested codes. And if I scroll over, I can see the description underneath it. And I can go ahead and just apply that to the project. Okay. But I'm going to take one half a step before that and go to refine. So what this allows me to do is to review my codes. So, so I can thumbs up and thumbs down, okay, different codes that maybe better align with my research, okay? So I'm just kind of doing it at random at the moment. That's one thing to do. The other thing to do is that if you had one that had, just one excerpt, these are excerpts here. If it had just one excerpt, well, maybe that's really not representative of what's going on. So, so there's a few ways of playing with it, by research aim, research question, or by the frequency of the excerpts, with higher number of excerpts being more represented in the data than something with not. So once I thumbs up and thumbs down, it will then take your interviews and take that information, that kind of mini training that was just provided, and recalculate the number of codes, the number of excerpts and the number of codes that go with it. By the way, this works just as well if there's 4 transcripts or 40 transcripts and at about the same time. So it's identified 20 codes and 86 excerpts. And I can see what those look like and just go to apply to project. And here are my codes sitting over here. The next step in the process of the AI generated codes is to go into each code, click on those 3 dots, and go to details. Here you want to really look closely at the code name and suggested code description, and then see if the excerpts kind of make sense, okay, that go with that. So you'll want to do that for each and every code over here. And that's the kind of the purely AI mode of coding. Now, I can also go to manual and hybrid coding, and that's sitting under add code. So if I go to add code and manual, I can put in an example code and a description, and I can click on that, and you'll see that I have the example code here. There might have been an a priori code that I wanted to come in with, and then I can select a passage and then just hit the plus button to assign that passage to that code. Alrighty, that is a manual process. And then there's a hybrid process. The hybrid process is, I think this passage is really important, but I'd like some support from AI to suggest a code name and description. I highlight the passage, I go to add code, I go to AI assist, and it will, in a very short time, suggest a code name and code description. So those are the 3 modes of grabbing codes or coding the data. Okay. Let me get rid of this one because it's kind of junky. Okay. The next part would be thematizing. So there's 3 modes of thematizing. One is purely AI, again, purely AI, purely manual, or hybrid. So let's just do the purely AI. So under the AI tools, we go to automatic thematizing and go to select. Now this process is doing a few things here. One, it's saying out of those 20 codes, how many themes really represent those? And then it's actually creating a theme name and description. So it's doing quite a bit of work there. You can also, if it comes back with 30 themes, maybe you don't want 30 themes. Maybe you want, X amount. So you can certainly update them here. So I can go ahead and apply those to the project. And just as we did for the codes, we're going to go into each theme, click those three dots into the details, and really vet those theme names, theme descriptions. We've already vetted the codes and the excerpts going together, but I guess we want to make sure that those codes make sense to go with that theme. Okay. All right. And as I say, we want to do that for each and every of those themes. Okay. There's two other modes of thematizing. We can go to add theme. And in the manual, I can have an example theme with a description. And here I have my, where is my example? Okay, here's my example theme, and I can drag a code into that theme. Okay. By the way, you can drag a theme into another theme and have an extra layer. Okay, so here I have a superordinate theme with a code, a subordinate theme, and with a code. So you can have, up to 3 layers here. Alrighty. The third way to thematize is the hybrid version. So with the AI assist, I can say, well, gosh, I think that these codes should go together. And I can now generate a AI generated suggested theme name and theme description. Okay. So those are the modes of thematizing. So just to kind of recap, because this part's important, that we had 3 ways of coding. The AI, well, inductive coding is really 4 ways of coding, but I've demonstrated 3 of them. Inductive coding, manual, or AI-assisted coding. I guess I'll add one more, that if you had a code book, okay, that you can do deductive coding. That is to say that you upload your codes and it will go find additional excerpts to do that. With thematizing, I've also demonstrated 3 modes of that. Under the AI tools, I went to automatic thematizing. I also can thematize in 2 additional ways under the add theme. And here I can manually put in a theme name and description, or under the AI assist, identify the codes that I want to go together and generate a theme name. So that's the basics of it. Now let's get into kind of what do we have here, okay? So I'm going to jump to Insights, and I'm going to jump to the bar plot, okay? So this bar, let me go a little bit too fast here. So under Insights, under bar chart, okay? And this is the, let me just start with the code occurrence. So code occurrence by transcript. So here's 4 transcripts. And here are my codes. So here are all the 20 codes sitting here. Okay. All right, so this first one is adaptability and innovation. You can see that all 4, well, this first one, for this first interview, number 1, there's 4 excerpts that contribute to that. The next one is 3 excerpts, 3 excerpts, and 2 excerpts. So this code, just to know, is represented with all of the interviews, A, and B has several instances within each interview about that code. Okay? That seems like that could be a useful code. Compare that to this code. Community building, I only have 1 individual with 1 excerpt that has that code. So I might want to go back and delete that code. You could have needles in the haystack that are important. But I think as a general practice, I want my codes to be represented numerous times by numerous individuals. Okay. Let's go into themes. Here are the themes sitting on the column. The number of excerpts on the x-axis. Okay? And as I scroll over, I can see for this theme, again represented by all individuals, and then a number of excerpts in each one. Okay? Likewise, for my a theme down here, which is just one individual with one instance of it. And to me, I guess the rule of thumb is one hot day doesn't make a summer. That I want, is that really a theme that just one individual stated it? Maybe not. So just to highlight that under bar charts, you have that ability to start sifting. Okay. The next thing I want to do is perhaps do a dive into the theme description. So here I can see the different themes listed here. I select the theme. So I'm building out my results document, basically. I'm selecting the theme. I'm selecting some representative excerpts and hitting submit. What this provides me is the theme description over here, the code that goes with that theme, and then those representative excerpts. And I can do that for each and every theme. Okay. Okay. I can also tie the themes to the research question. So, the themes just don't live by themselves. The themes are presumably in an effort to address some research questions. So I can go to Add Document, and here's my research questions. Okay, how do businesses manage the challenges of scaling operations while maintaining service, quality, and personal attention to clients? So I can select that. And now there's two modes of working with this. One is to say, let AI suggest which themes best represent that research question or tie together with that. So by clicking at, it's identified four themes to go with that research question. If I hit continue, so it selected those four and I hit submit. What's provided here is here is the research question rationale. This is the topic we're on. This is the research question. How do businesses manage the challenge of scaling? And now here is the theme one, genuine growth. And this provides now a rationale of why that theme relates to that research question. This is the, let me make sure I got this right here. Did I get the right thing here? Hang on here. Yeah, so this is tying the that theme to that research question. And ditto for that research question and that theme. Okay. We have the third theme and then the fourth theme. And those respective rationales for tying it together with that theme. So that's what the research question rationale does. Takes your research question, it aligns it with themes and provides that rationale. Okay, I think at this time I'll ask to see if there are any folks that want to provide their data and see how we can help. So Melissa, do we have any folks that want to share their accounts?
If you have shared your data with Dr. Laney, just raise your hand and then we'll look for your project and unmute you.
So I don't see any here that I accepted. Oh, I guess I have to go over here, don't I? Okay, so pending transfer. So maybe for Ron. Maybe not. That's a transfer. Do I have the right, am I logged into the right thing here? Hang on. I think I was. This is where I should be, correct?
Yep, and people may not have shared their
That's
data
fine.
this session, so we can also go through questions. One was
Yep.
if you could go back over how to merge codes.
Sure.
And then
So,
if you also have questions, put them in the Q&A and we'll get to them.
okay, so to merge codes with codes or to merge codes with themes? To merge codes?
Merge codes together.
Okay, so if I wanted to merge these two codes together, I believe I can go right here and go to merge, and it's merging that, and then I can select the other code, which was value first. Okay. All right, so now I've selected those excerpts into that code. So I think it had 3 and 3 excerpts, now it has 6. Okay. Let me get to, okay, there's a lot going on in the chat.
And the chat's disabled right now, so if everyone can
Okay,
direct their excerpts to the Q&A.
got it. Okay, so Q&A. Is there any way to visualize data and use it in the paper? Well, yeah, so that would be under the insights. And there's a few different visualizations there. So one is the bar chart, which I showed earlier, which is with the theme occurrences. So it's tying together the themes, the interviews, and the excerpts. And you could do that for codes as well. The other visualization to be had, I'll give you a few of them, is the co-occurrence matrix. And in the co-occurrence matrix, I can do it by theme. So we have the themes both on the y-axis and on the x-axis here. And this is the number of times that so that 0 represents the number of times that an excerpt or piece of that excerpt overlaps between the code 2 and theme 2 and theme 3. Pardon me. Theme 1 and theme 2. Okay. Here we have 4 instances. Well, that's of the same one. Let's go here. So this 7 represents that there are 7 excerpts that overlap between theme 11 and theme 9. Okay. So you may not want that. Okay. You may want themes that are purely on one theme or not. So, but this gives you another way of looking at that. Okay. The other kinds of things that it's really not a visualization, but I think it's worth looking at, which is, and it's kind of hidden up here, the code book. Okay, so if I click on the export, here, see, but it might make for a nice table. So here I have 4 columns. Okay. And the first column is just the name of either a theme or it could be the name of a code. Okay. So here's the code name or theme. Here's a description of that code or theme. This is the type of thing it is. In this case, it's a theme, or it's a sub-theme or code. And then when it is a code, then it ties it to which is the parent theme. So this code by this name and this description is tied to that theme. So that's worth noting. Okay. Okay, so someone has shared. Joanne.
Joanne, if you raise your hand, I can unmute you too. There we go. Oh,
I heard it.
There she
Again.
is. Okay.
All right. So let me see. Maybe I need to refresh here. Okay, so here. So is this you, Joanne?
It is.
It is. Okay. So I'm going to accept that. And then we will open that. And we will go into, so here we have, okay, you've been working along with us here. Good job. So we have one interview. And then it looks like you have codes here and themes here. And let's just peek at the, oh boy, you've been working. Okay. Okay, so under the themes, it looks like we have 4 themes. And it looks like we have several codes. So good job. So hi, Joanne.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Very well. All right. So you're working hard over there. So you got things uploaded.
Yes, I just actually, uploaded this. I actually registered today, and so I just uploaded this one file. I just wanted to see how this worked, but this is amazing how much time this could save on my work. I do a good bit of qualitative work, and so this is exciting.
What do you do a bit of qualitative work on? Do you have your own research projects or a part of your organization?
Yes, part of my research projects. Yes, like this is actually a transcript from one of my projects.
Got
But
it.
of course, it's plenty more. It was just that one I uploaded.
Yep. So, and I'm just exemplifying something here. You can move things over if the name is too long. So a few things. So one is, I think it is a time saver, just for everyone's edification, that you can really use the AI approach and go in after with the manual, or you can do the manual first and go in and do the AI after. Your task here would be to, for sure, go into each of these codes details and
Right.
make sure that that suggested code name and description and excerpts match. Go into the theme with that icon, go into each theme to make sure into those details to ensure that that suggested theme name and description makes sense as well. What questions do you have, if any? Did you upload your research questions?
I uploaded, I think, one
Okay, that's
research
good.
question. Again, I just
No,
quickly did
great.
this.
It's on the fly. So if you go to research question, I guess I could have answered my own question here. So I think if I only had, personally, I mean, I think the AI is fine here, but honestly, I think I would endorse all of these, okay? And let the AI tie that question to each of those themes, because it's easy to delete, right?
Mhm.
And say, yeah, that doesn't make sense, that theme going with that, but at least you have that information there.
Right.
So I do suggest that. So tie that research question with each of the themes, and then just say, does that make sense or not?
Yes, and this is much more convoluted than I'm saying the actual project, of course. Like I said, I just threw in this one transcript and the one question, but it's so many more. But again, this is I think this would be very useful. I just have to play with it some more, but I love it.
Thank you. Well, all I can say is tell 10 people. We the old saying, you build it and they come. No, you really have to have word of mouth. So
Right.
it sounds like you're in the know.
Yeah, my plan is to share the email that I received because there are other dates that you're doing. So I really want to share that for other people to see this for themselves as well.
Thank you so much. And you're a faculty somewhere?
I am. Yes, I am.
So I guess it's worth to take a sidebar to say that faculty get free training. There's the tool here. There's also lots of courseware that accompany this under the IQ website, Intellectus Qualitative website. There is qualitative courses. You can get them on demand as well. These are all competency-based courses that go behind your LMS, and they can learn about different topics, take a quiz at the end, and so forth. So this comes with PDFs and so forth. So just know that that's also available.
Yeah, so I wonder, I guess another piece of this, it would be great to utilize for students that's learning qualitative. I mean,
Absolutely.
yeah, I can only imagine how this could be useful in a classroom of trying to teach people how to utilize qualitative data and, of course, analyze it.
Yeah, particularly with those example data sets, right? I mean, when you have example data sets,
Right.
business education, nursing, psych, social work. Questions you have about your particular project? Let me find where I'm right here. Any questions about the tool and how you would, you could add additional transcripts. There's other bells and whistles to be had. Other questions? Just to note that there's memos going on. So as you're doing things, memos are taking hold about what's happening. There's an excerpt list, which is showing the excerpt and tying it to which codes and themes. And you can sort and so forth like that. Okay. What can I help you with here? Or have you been doing qualitative for a while?
Yes, I have. I actually have been doing qualitative for a while.
Okay. What would you like to see?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
What would you like to see? What functionality you said, gosh, if we only had that, or because maybe we have that and I just haven't shown it.
No, I think I'd have to play with it some more. Maybe I could tell you that later, but right now it's just, I mean, I think it's amazing. My only concern would be, again, at some point, I'm sure you're going to talk about the cost and do you have like, could we have like, how many users or could you do it individual? Is it something that's feasible for a individual to purchase?
Yep. So I'm going to let Melissa or Ashley handle that.
Okay.
Do one of you two want to speak to Joanne's question?
Sorry, I was muted and didn't realize it. So there's a few different ways you can purchase it. We have open access, and then there's individual purchase, things like that. And then Joanne, we have your contact information, so we will send you info on all of that. If
Perfect.
anyone else wants info on trials, if you want to set up demonstrations for your department or, share this with students, just reach out to Ashley and we'll put her information in the chat and she'll get all of that over to you.
Okay, great. Because I would love to maybe possibly set up something for our new faculty members who are working with qualitative data. This could be great. I will certainly try to work on that.
Awesome, thank you. And I'll just, add to what Melissa said, which is there's basically 3 ways to acquire it. Open access just simply means that's a single sign-on with your institution. As they sign on, they would have access to that at your department or institution level. We also have a second mode, which is a classroom, which is the tool and the lessons. And that can be purchased at a 6-month or basically a semester level, or there's individual opportunities at the monthly, semi-annually, and annually. So there's several ways to buy it. Again, at different timeframes for individuals, classes, or department/institutions. Okay, other questions. Can you add a short video clip? Not at this moment. So I really think that in vivo, would be the better choice there if you have videos. So I know sometimes you want to code the what folks are doing. I mean, for sure, you can when you go to so you can upload video and have it transcribed. But if you're coding behaviors, then I think in vivo is the way to do that, frankly. How to make a visualized aggregate for multiple MedHub assessments. I think okay. How to make visual aggregates. So I don't really understand your question. So Rashi, you want to just say something about that? Just so I understand your question. I'm sorry. You can raise your hand. While waiting for that, Keita said, I'm a student, I'm interested, but want to know if there was an option to pay by the project. Okay, Melissa's answering that. Dr. B, can more than one person work on the same project? So great question. So the short answer is yes, in a serial fashion. So I own this project business, but I can also transfer that to someone. That's one mode of doing it. I can also just share that project. You can see, as Joanne just shared with me, at the moment, we could just kind of do that in a serial fashion. So I guess if you both want to work on it at the same time, the same exact time, to Zoom together. Otherwise, you can work on it, one at a time on that same project. How does your project compare to NVivo? I don't know a lot about NVivo. Our DNA is simplicity and presentability. So, obviously you can kind of see within a short time, half hour, you can get some of the basic bones about how to create codes, themes, and start looking at some of that data. So I have to say, when I look at some of the other, different tools for different use cases, I think if you need the bells and whistles, like video movements, then, other tools. So, but I think in terms of simplicity and presenting a results document, I certainly think that we check that box. Will the video be available? We're not working on it right at this moment. The project is strictly for this project is strictly for qualitative research. So yes, this is a qualitative tool. We do have a quantitative tool. Let's highlight that real quick. We do have a quantitative tool, and let me see here if I could just find. Well, let me just upload data real quick. I think I could do this. We do have a quantitative tool called Intellectus Statistics, which does have a little bit of qualitative in it. So sometimes folks that are working on quantitative have an open-ended question, like here about transformational leadership. We do have a text classification. So if you're kind of into the quant mode, and I can select that variable, I can automatically let AI and scree plots figure out how many categories there are, or I can manually select how many I want. And what this functionality does inside of Intellectus Qualitative is to then bucket these open-ended responses into, in this case, just two buckets: leadership qualities and transformational leadership. So just to know that that is there as well. And then just to go on for 2 seconds longer, sorry, just to say it does lots of kinds of analyses in a very simple fashion. Oops. I guess I have to do non-parametric. just to share, the same DNA of simplicity and presentability. So for all of these tests, assumptions built in, results in plain English prose, APA tables. So just to kind of say that much. Okay. Don't want to linger too long there. Can it transcribe interviews with accuracy, even when there are more than 2 languages involved? So it does transcribe languages, so that's good, even dialects. So yes, it does that. You know, we use Amazon, you know, they say 95% accuracy. You know, I think even if I had typed it in myself, I would check it. So I think, you know, if it's meaningful, then check. Okay, so I think I would do that. Okay, other questions? We have lots of folks on. Don't be shy. Do you have suggested results narrative similar to what? So yeah, so we do have similar results narrative. So the results narrative in the qualitative tool, I presume that you're referring to. So yeah, I mean, that's under the insights document, under the research question, theme, rationale, the narrative under the theme description, the bar plots of visualization, and of course, this could all be generated via the AI functionality, which is providing, you know, suggested theme names and theme descriptions. I think it's worth highlighting again that when you have AI generated anything, you should, you know, different, you know, Chat Zero and other things do pick up anything that is AI generated. So lest you be, you know, if your institution, which some institutions are not really hot on any AI, just to make sure that you put it into your own voice, okay? That there are tools that pick up that. But in terms of streamlining the process of coding, thematizing, and so forth, you know, you're weeks and weeks ahead of the game. Does your project purchase include both the quant and the qual tools? Great question. So we do have bundles. Melissa, can you speak to the bundle and how and when that can happen?
The bundle option is going to be launched in the next week or two. And then when you sign on, we're going to give you the option of either a monthly bundle or 6 months or a year. And then, you know, the price will go down the longer your subscription lasts.
Perfect. All right. Other questions? Did you share your project? Oh, that's yeah. Happy 2025. I should have said that. Happy New Year, all. We are. I guess we're early enough in the year to be able to say Happy New Year. Okay. Grad student at Clemson, analyzing data. Okay. I missed most of the meeting. Hey, you're tardy. Can I get a copy of the recording? Yes. Okay. And I'm teasing, of course. Obviously, yeah, we all have other obligations and things of that sort. Okay. Final thoughts, questions. For sure, look at. Let me get this going here. Hang on there. So let me just put this up there from the current slide. And switch this over. So here's some contact information. Okay. From Melissa. Ashley can certainly help with any and all pricing, bundles, each of the tools, courseware, trials, demos, and our main contact information. Okay. So any other final thoughts, questions? Please do. My only request is we've designed to have a wonderful tool. Please share it with others. I'm sure that Ashley and Melissa will share with upcoming workshops, quantitative and qualitative. But, you know, if everyone gave it to 5 people, we would, the world's knowledge would get better quickly. So please do share it with others. And certainly if you have social media or other venues that you communicate and say, hey, this is really cool. It's worth looking at. It's, you know, it's not a very large cost. It's very easy to use. And I think it helps to do quantum research in a way that we've not seen in decades. So I think with that, I think I will stop. And you can continue to email us. And I'm happy to take your questions thereafter. We do have consulting. Mentioned that to students, I guess. And I guess, Melissa, how would folks who want consulting engage that?
There'll be a link in the follow-up email if they want to do that, and then I'll put it in the chat as well. And then you can just go to that site and schedule a time.
Perfect. All right, great. Okay, wonderful. Thank you all for your attention. Everyone stayed in here. Over, it looks like over 90%. So thank you all for your attention. Happy New Year again, and happy quantitative research and qualitative research to you both all. So, all right. Take care, all. Bye-bye. Look forward to seeing you.